Hello everyone, this is the Masked Analyst. Today I'd like to discuss a lawsuit that Artie Johnson in the 1960s comedy series Laugh-In would have described as very interesting, but stupid! By now you've probably all either seen the movie Borat or else you've at least heard of him. And if you haven't heard of him, I would encourage you to type Borat into the YouTube search and you can see a lot of his promotional videos and get an idea of what he's all about. In real life, he's Sacha Baron Cohen, the guy who's behind the Ali G show, and he goes around the country pretending to be a reporter from Kazakhstan, and he asks people, unsuspecting people, really outrageous questions, beyond politically incorrect, absolutely outrageous, and he gets some of his victims to say things that they really would rather not have said. Well, two of the people that he interviewed were so upset about how stupid they looked that they went and filed a lawsuit against Borat and the producers who made the movie. These two frat guys claim in their lawsuit, and you can read about the lawsuit if you go to tmz.com, and in their search engine, and I'm not talking about the Google search engine at the top, but close to the middle of the page, you'll see a search engine. Type in the words Borat lawsuit. And when you get there, scroll down the page a little and you can read about it. And they even have the complaint posted on the website. Now, I've read the complaint and I want to discuss it a little bit and my impressions of the lawsuit. According to the complaint, the producers of the movie came to their frat house and interviewed the young men at the frat house and told them that they were making a movie. Although they didn't go into specifics about what the movie was about, the producers promised that it would not be shown in the United States and anyone who appeared would not be identified, nor would the fraternity or even the college where they attended would be identified. And so they selected the two men out to appear in the movie, and upon selection the producers drove them to a bar, if you can believe the complaint, despite the fact that one of them was underage. They drove them to a bar and they bought lots of liquor for them, and they told them to drink up, basically, and they got the guys drunk. After these guys were good and drunk, they brought out a form for them to sign. It was a consent agreement, giving the producers permission to video them. After they signed the agreement, they were driven to a mobile house of some sort, and they were encouraged to drink even more. And at that point they met Borat and he interviewed them, and basically they ended up looking like asses. How stupid did they look? Well, I haven't actually seen the movie myself, but according to tmz.com, and I'll trust their report, and I've seen it verified some other places on the web, evidently at least one of the two, maybe both of them, I'm not sure, were talking about how much they wanted to own a slave and how all the minorities had it so easy in the United States. Basically your standard Ku Klux Klan racist type of stuff that any person with any sense at all would be mortified to be saying. Well, when the movie hit the stands, it became very popular, as you all know, and when people who lived in their neighborhood saw these guys making total jerks of themselves, they were evidently humiliated and ridiculed. At least that's what the complaint says. And the complaint says that they were ridiculed so much that they suffered really bad emotional trauma and damage. So the complaint is demanding that the movie be pulled from theaters, or at the very least that the portion of the movie where they appear be excised from the movie. So to review, the frat boys said that the contract was invalid because it had been obtained when they were drunk. They said that they'd been duped through fraud by being told that the picture would not show in the United States, and they said that they were being portrayed in a false light. Now, before I comment on the merits of their case, I just want to mention that if you read through the complaint, there's one point where the people who wrote this complaint up, the lawyers who wrote it up, are real comedians, almost as funny as Borat himself. Okay, let me get the paragraph here. It's under the part for parties. It's the first paragraph. Okay, it reads, the plaintiffs consist of John Doe 1 and John Doe 2, who brings this action under fictitious names to protect themselves from any additional and unnecessary embarrassment.